Aku kecil main kayak gini loh. Kayak Squid Game ini, ini setiap hari. Aneh-aneh.
Okay.
What are the Fatui doing here? That's a little concerning. Let's go over there and see. Also, how did they get this close to a tribal settlement? Huh. All the Fatui left in Natlan are probably the captain's subordinates. That basically makes them followers of what? Still, once a Fatu's up.
Don't worry, I'm...
Ahem! What a...
Following orders. If you have a...
Hey, what's with the attitude? Can the Fatui even work for a private...
This is Grudok. I hired him to be my bodyguard in Natlan. As you can see, he's not the... My original plan was... I was told they...
So that's what...
Precisely!
Oh,
A golden-haired your exploits and...
wow. We're really famous at this point.
It's truly my lucky day.
So,
You'll be generously rewarded.
well, at least he got straight to the point.
You know the great shot...
Yeah, the chances of her helping a random stranger just because we... Yeah, see, Lily?
I heard about that. If you manage it, I'll even double your pay.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a long story, and there's tribal history involved, so you should hear it from an expert. Alia, if you could.
Of course. I don't often have an eager audience for this kind of thing. Nice to meet you. The name's Alie. I'm a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Unlike most researchers, I have a keen interest in ancient ruins. Have you heard of the legend of the great shaman Huitzilin? Yes, according to out of all of her exploits, according to legend, amazingly, the color was and trap all the enemies.
Anyway, that's the gist of it. We don't want to take up too much of your... That story, when I heard this historical record, even within the master, if that were the case... Well, you see, that's why I'm here. But
According to my not to mention this...
we've been over this, Alier. There's no need...
See,
Exactly. If she agrees to be my...
oh, that's what you want.
So, what do you say? I'll quadruple the pay if it helps.
Well, it's not that we don't want to help you. Oh, right. The duty that... Who knows? The best... All right, we'll help you convince you.
Of course.
Wait. Way?
So, this is where the great shaman lives? A bit far?
For someone like Seat Lolly, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Is this graffiti her work too? I wonder if it's a cultural practice. If I could just copy it down,
We're here for a reason, Alier. As agreed, you two can do the talking.
Okay, we'll go knock on the door. Sitlawi? Are you there? We need your help with something. Oh, no response. Maybe she's not home. Oh, Granny Eatsley? Are you home?
Hey, kid! If you're here to challenge me, book an appointment first. Traveler!
Looks like we came at a bad time.
Are you?
Well, at least we didn't get... So this is where Sitlawi lives.
I didn't have time to fully clean up the place. Complain if you want. Menial housework means nothing to a great chef. Besides, enlighten up. Also, I'm not...
She sure does care a lot about what we think of her.
Oh, and that spell I used to transfer my senses to you? You're not still, experiencing the side effects, are... It's my duty as a great shaman to check that.
Oh, you mean when we could hear your thoughts? Nope. It's been so long, we don't have to worry about that anymore, right?
Then why do I hear the traveler's thoughts in my...
What?
I can still hear you, you know. Don't bother. I'll find... It was just a simple spell. I use it on you, and now it's on the Fritz. Forget it. Just tell me why you're here.
Well, someone asked us to ask you to be their consultant. They have questions about the history of Nat.
So they asked the hero of Natland to put in a good word? Sounds like they know I don't usually trouble myself with other people's problems.
The pay is really good.
Doesn't matter. I'm busy.
She sure doesn't look busy. Paimon knew this wouldn't get us any...
From you?
Yeah, we were given a sacred duty to help your tribe weave a special scroll.
Huh? So, you're the appointed ones this...
We were surprised too, but we still haven't took the historical... She's giving us that face again. Did Paimon not explain things clear?
I can't decide whether this twist is...
Does that mean you won't help us?
I need to think about...
Then there's still hope.
Hey, what's the holdup? Just give us an answer already.
You agreed to let us do the talking. Sitlawi?
Stand down, Grudok. As your employer, if I tell you to wait, then you wait.
Understood.
You're the great shaman who's been alive for centuries? But you're so... Apologies for the disturbance. Grudok is a recent hire, so difficult to restrain sometimes.
Yep.
Well, since you're here, how about a discussion?
Do you have any idea who I am? Did you think Granny Eatsley would be fooled by your little performance? I have no intention of speaking to you. Your recent hire interrupted me right as I was about to make an important decision. Pull a trick like that again, and I'll make your lives a living horror novel, except 10 times worse. That's all.
Whoa.
Traveler, we have a discussion to finish.
You live up to your name, Granny Itztli. I apologize for the offense. I'm just surprised the Battle of Seven Colors didn't pique your interest.
You're investigating the Battle of Seven Colors?
Ah, the Traveler didn't get to that part? Yes, I thought the Traveler could help me convince you. But, if I'm not mistaken, you have a personal interest in this matter, don't you? I heard that the great shaman Huitzilin was if I can resolve the controversy with your support, your friend's heroic...
If this is really about that duty, then... fine.
I'm honored.
Save it. I agreed to help the Traveler.
Well, at least she agreed to help.
Who are you calling heartless?
Not a problem. I always plan to work with the Traveler. So, did you directly experience any events of the battle? Do you have any idea where it took place? Can you think of any relics we could use to prove it?
Talk at me, why don't you?
Fine.
No, no, and no. I did live during the same era as her, but that doesn't mean we experienced the same events. I've lived a long time, but I'm not a walking encyclopedia. You decide the angle of your investigation, and I'll provide answers if I'm familiar with the subject.
All right. Even if you didn't witness the battle yourself, you still lived through that era. Your insights are very valuable. Alier, you had an idea about where to start, yes?
Oh, well, my plan was to consult the members of the tribe in charge of recording history.
Then, let's start there. Traveler, what do you say to officially working together? After all...
You don't seem super invested in this whole thing, Sweet Lolly.
The Battle of Seven Colors is something I've only ever heard about. I know as much as anyone else in my tribe.
But how? Weren't you alive when it happened?
I wasn't there when it took place, and she never told me about it. That's how.
But Molusan said the two of you were close friends.
Close friends? More like arch rivals. Something Montlusan would know if he actually did his research. Did you see the graffiti outside my house? That's not my doing. All students from Weeziling's School of Shamanism must pass an extremely difficult trial before graduation, defeating me in battle. Those graffiti drawings are how they challenge me. Of course, none of them ever succeeded. So, after Weeziling's death, her students had no choice. As my rival, Weeziling only had one achievement that surpassed. It makes perfect sense.
Oh, that makes sense.
Anyway, don't misunderstand. Excuse you? I fail to see what housekeeping has to do with my duty as a shaman. Why is it that you're the one whose thoughts are exposed, but I'm still the one suffering? I need to get to the bottom of this.
Excuse me, great shaman, but we have a situation over here. We could really use your help.
Okay, okay.
Of course the Battle of Seven Colors happened. The Woven Scroll proves it. Wheat Ceiling used a mysterious... That's just your interpret. Wheat Ceiling was one of... That's the biggest problem. A technique that powerful? Our students are keeping it...
Oh, I didn't mean to cause an argument. I just wanted to ask, is there anything we can use to prove the battle took place?
Of course it took place. Why would you need to prove it?
You'll have to excuse him. Some people in our tribe insist on clinging to outdated views of history. I'd give up now if I were you.
Please don't fight.
Wow, so the battle really is controversial.
Am I the outdated one? Kids these days can't find anything better to argue about?
These arguments are precisely why I hesitate to include this story in my collection. Neither side was able to offer anything useful. What should we do?
Wheat Ceiling was a passionate teacher. Still, if the technique... We should check with the students from her school.
But as far as I know, most of the shamans from her...
Right. The Obsidian...
Is there...
Most of Wheat Ceiling students are respected priests in the tribe. But that means they had to go through me. Or Trump. Those who hold the position now are the ones who lasted long enough before I wiped the floor with them. If I show up without warning, they'll run for dear life. That's not gonna get us any answers.
Yeah, Paimon...
Hey, don't jump to conclusions. That was just a metaphor. Only you have the guts to joke like that with me, Traveler. Fine. I said I'd help, so I'll help.
Alright, the rest of you can wait for us here.
We appreciate the help.
I like to try my power. It's also delicious. Sonny, I got never meet. Today, no loud today. No loud.
Oh, are you in the middle of a ceremony?
Granny Eatsley?
What is she doing?
Did some coward not show up after challenging her to a fight? Or is she here to officially take over the tribe?
Whoa. It's like they really do see her as some kind of...
No matter what, we'll defend our dignity as priests.
You talk a big game for some...
What?
All I want is to ask some questions.
So, you're here too.
Someone didn't sit pretty for their beating? We should just run.
Yeah, with the hero of Natlan here, Granny Eatstily will be on her best
Sure, whatever you say.
Oh, it's the Traveler and his
We wanted to ask...
So you can eradicate...
Disciples of our school have challenged her year.
Well, you're not...
If we want to protect our legacy, one of us needs to run.
Not this again. Just...
Hey! You can't just say whatever you want just because it's in your head. I'm Granny Eatsley. What? You know what? Forget about your duty. We really need to fix this mind-reading situation.
Sorry to disappoint, but if you're here to question whether we're qualified to inherit our master's legacy, we're not going down without a fight.
We're not getting anywhere. What?
Huh? Oh.
Elder Tlapo! Oh, we must have disturbed your meditation.
Did Elder Tlapo just issue a...
From what I can tell...
Is Elder Tlapo... That's...
Oh, you forget yourselves, my friends.
But
I didn't expect to see...
Well, I wasn't exactly planning to come to this crowded place. So you can save the pleasantries, Chief.
Understood. Now, as successors of Wheat... However, so...
Good thing Elder Tlapo and... Hi there, Elder Tlapo! Hey, he seems pretty happy to see...
He's the one who put you in charge of the scroll, right?
Yeah, Elder Tlapo appointed us to the task.
Elder Tlapo, huh? He's still Claw to me. Hey, don't pull that cutesy stuff with me. You're an Iktomi-Sor Elder now. You occupy an eminent and important position within the tribe.
So, you already know each other?
Claw was only this big when we first met. He was with Selim's Saurian companion back then. She only came to my place to fight me. But at the same time, she always claimed to be my friend. She was the only one who dared to try.
Well, you've lived a long time.
The more time you have, the more...
Oh,
Anyway, let's get back to business. I hate talking about the past. Oh, 200 years and you still haven't given up, Claw? I still haven't made up my mind, so you should head back. Traveler, Paimon, let's go.
I'ma go.
Oh, wait. We haven't reached out since the last time we failed the task.
I'm just grateful you haven't forgotten.
Actually, we have good news. We found another clue.
I'm all ears.
It's the Battle of Seven Colors.
Wheat Celine's claim to fame? That sounds promising.
True, but Granny Eatstily promised...
Is that so? I've tried seeking...
Hey, don't... Paimon said you...
It is my duty.
Why bother?
If I may. Memory is... I know.
I get your point. Of course. No, that...
Huh?
It's not important.
You have my thanks.
So are you here to test whether we're qualified to inherit?
You've already been tested, haven't you? Well, frankly speaking, I don't think any. But that's not why I'm here. All you need to do is be good and answer.
Fine. Ask away.
You've heard of the Battle of Seven Colors, right?
Of course. It's our master's claim to...
Then I'm sure you know there are those who question whether it actually occurred.
I did hear people arguing about that the other day.
It's disgraceful. How can they question something like...
It doesn't surprise me. Navland has had more tourism lately. After all, everyone who took part...
Well, it just so happens...
Listen, we know...
You think she's like you? Someone who can't survive a little scrutiny?
No, of course not.
Then let me finish. During the bat, proud enough to pass it on to her disciples.
Uh-huh.
I don't think any of us have heard of it.
Listen, I'm not...
Yeah, no objection.
What's wrong with her?
Master's body of work is massive. No one student could hope to... Master had no choice but to recruit many students, split up what she knew in... So even though we see ourselves as... Actually, I...
But if they inherited...
Well, it's the only...
All right.
I'll mark it out on your...
To be honest, I'm not optimistic. That's because...
Proving the legitimacy of this battle seems more hopeless by the second.
Nothing we can do about that.
Well, even if our investigation ultimately proves the... Although I'm here for business...
That's exactly...
Listen, I'm just updating you on the situation, not asking for your opinion. I don't really care whether you continue your investigation. And Traveler, you came to me for help with your scroll weaving duty, right? You thought looking into the Battle of Seven Colors could give you answers. That's understandable. Instead of wasting time, you might consider taking a different approach. I'll try to think of another way to...
Respected Traveler, let's not forget about the
What makes you say that?
Yeah, based on what you've told us so far, it kinda seems like there's unresolved tension between you two.
You think so?
She claimed to be your friend, but picked fights with you non-stop, and never told you about her biggest accomplishment. By figuring out the truth behind the battle, maybe we can finally help you get closure.
Closure? I'd say we're 200 years too late. But fine, if you want to keep investigating, be my guest.
Ah, that's wonderful news.
Alright, let's go visit the Shaman family. Hello, are you Asia Man?
Yep, that's me. Huh? Granny!
Get up! In a crowded market like this, the only person who should be trying to hide is me.
My apologies. Ever since my grandfather's generation, the shamans of my family have given up on passing your trial, Granny Eastley. Have we offended you in some other capacity?
Man, this is...
Whenever I misbehaved as a...
Hey, don't get any funny ideas. This was your idea, remember? Keep asking your questions. I'm going to find somewhere quiet to wait.
Okay, so your family studied under Huitzilin, right?
Yes, although that pretty much ended with my grandfather's generation, unfortunately. The techniques my family learned from Huitzilin didn't have much. Turns out, shaman techniques aren't that useful outside the priesthood either. So over time, we abandoned them altogether. Of course, it's possible that we were just too foolish to understand the true power of those teachings. After all,
Do you know which
I'm not sure.
Just think about it.
Decide the out. Besides, you might have better luck
Well, looks like we're back with...
Still no definitive evidence the Battle of Seven Colors.
All we have are.
Then we have to.
Oh, you're investigating the Battle of Seven.
Yeah, you know...
Not a lot, but there's something special about my family. Say what you want about my ancestors' dedication to shamanism. And of course, the Battle of Seven...
We don't need another...
I'm not sure if this is helpful, but the story passed down in my family is a little different from the one told in the tribe.
Really?
Well, it's Huitzilian's personal account of the event, so it's a... For example, in the version I heard, the battle took place in a location known as Chico Mostuk Cave.
That means you can tell us where to find it. Have you ever been to this place?
Unfortunately not.
I studied maps of Natland before we left, Monsieur Montluçon. I don't remember ever seeing such a name.
Could your ancestors be mistaken, Mr. Ashemin?
It's unlikely. My family may have, in the words of my grandfather, some things deserve to be passed down more than secret arts.
If Huitzilin's version of it...
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Oh, hold on. You mentioned the Chico Mostuk Cave?
Oh, yes?
It's been more than 200 years.
What do you mean?
That location is now known as the Valley of Fog. The Chico Mostuk Cave is what it was called 200 years ago.
Precisely when Huitzilin was alive. That means, Monsieur Montluçon, we can confirm the original site of the battle. Once we get there, the evidence we need.
Just when we thought all hope was lost.
Save it. Flattery won't get you anywhere with me.
Wait, Mr. Montluçon works in publishing. You're a huge...
Really?
Out of print, huh?
Well, if we're talking collectibles, then the first edition of Shogun Almighty reborn as Raiden with unlimited power is a must. It's the first major hit of the isekai genre. Several editions have gone to print, but copies of the first edition are exceedingly rare and valuable.
I see.
There's also its sister work, Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. It was Yae Publishing House's attempt at gauging the new market trends. It's opened the door to a new genre after readers... Actually, Yae Publishing House released a limited edition not too long ago. But it's almost impossible to get. Anyway, I'll take those two.
Sorry, I'm not sure I caught all that. What were the titles again? Reborn as Kitsune Guji?
These two titles are among the most successful and well-known works in the entire industry. You're telling me, as someone who works in publishing, you've never heard of them?
I'm a merchant from Fontaine, after all. Regarding this particular genre from Inazuma, I'm afraid I lack your level of expertise. Of course.
Once we get there...
Well, I'm sure...
Have you even...
well... What do you think, traveler? Okay.
He's persistent, huh?
How about noon?
Do we have to wait that long?
Great shamans have important matters to attend to in the morning. That's only because I have important tasks to complete at...